Yo, I've got some good fucking news for y'all. Before I go and tell you all this amazing news, it's worthwhile to take into account that I'm just some idiot 21-year-old and I'm telling you how to live, but that doesn't mean you should listen to me. I'm just a kid with a loud mouth and who thinks a lot. So take everything with a grain of salt. So with that boring stuff all out of the way, the thing I want to tell you is that you're not missing out. At 21 years old, I am a people person. I crave conversation, I crave connection, I crave, and I'm so satisfied by meeting someone and really connecting with them, really getting deeper, meeting them in the middle. So as a result, that's very good in some aspects where it makes me very good as a conversationalist, I think. It makes me good at networking. It makes me good at being myself and being comfortable around others. But at the same time, that love for being around people means I get pretty ugly FOMO, right? I get pretty ugly fear of missing out, right? And especially as I've been spending a bit more time on social media, which something is my mental health or my just baseline level of just satisfaction is directly inversely correlated with how much time I spend on Instagram or Twitter or whatever it might be, because I just end up comparing myself to all these other people. So that's interesting. But I have had a lot of FOMO recently, and especially like I've been so holed up. I've been so focused on my work, focused on schoolwork, focused on my, side projects, which the side projects are actually the real work. Like that's the real focus. I've just been so tapped into that world that I've been craving some sort of connection, some sort of partying, some sort of going out and having fun and being crazy, whatever it might be. So when I came home today, it was like 6 p.m. I was like, fuck, I want to go to a party. I want to hang out. I want to do something. And I saw something that looked cool. And recently I've been drinking less. I've been smoking less. I've been just doing less drug-related stuff. Not that I'm against drugs by any means and that I think they're bad for society, but I just personally have been spending less time doing it. So I end up going to this party. I end up going to this thing, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna bring my camera." It was a concert. I want to get some photographs, all this kind of stuff, and I was really excited. And I'm on my way, and I enter, and I'm really pumped because there's everyone that's there. There are people who are chatting. Everyone's kind of laughing and having a good time. And I go downstairs, and the lighting sucks, and I didn't have a flash, so like the whole camera side of things fell off. The music was kind of mid, and ultimately, the people I were talking to, like, low-key, like, I didn't enjoy it. I just saw everyone moshing, and just, pushing against each other and doing whatever, and, like, it just wasn't, I don't know, man, I was sober, and everyone else just, it just looked so stupid. It just honestly looks so stupid. And I got out of there. I left after about like an hour meeting of just mingling and talking to people. I was like, fuck it, I don't need to be here. This is not what I want. And ultimately the fear of missing out, the FOMO I had beforehand, after about an hour, it was gone. Cause I went and I did the thing that I thought would be enjoyable. I went out and I did the thing, and it was mid. It was mid as fuck. And ultimately, I wasn't missing out on anything, right? Now, maybe that was a fluke. I've been to other events like this under influences of certain substances, and it's been way more fun. But at least this one, when I didn't drink beforehand, I didn't smoke, I didn't do anything, I was just purely me, it was honestly pretty mid. When I was in high school, I wasn't the most popular kid, but I definitely I was friends with a lot of the popular kids, but I was friends around them. I wasn't friends with them in the sense that we'd hang out, but in school or if I ever saw them outside of school, we'd always be friendly. And then eventually I got invited to some of their parties. I remember I was 16, 17. I used to be on Snapchat. We'd just sitting at my home playing video games at fucking 2 in the morning, and I would see, the popular kids drinking and having fun and doing their own little shenanigans at 16 or 17 years old. And I looked at that and I said, if I was there, I would be happy. Right? I said, oh man, They look like they're having so much fun. Like this is great. I want to be there. And at the end of high school, after I, lost a little weight, I'd become a bit more confident in myself, and I was just a more outgoing person. Like, I ended up getting invited to the cool kids parties, and I was really excited, right? And I ended up showing up. I just slicked back my hair. I'd gone for a shower. I'd shaved down there. The whole 9 yards. And I was so excited to go to the cool kids party. And I walk in. There's, a handle of vodka, there's some drinks here and there and all that kind of stuff. But I noticed the same fucking Travis Scott music. I noticed the same, you know, water cooler conversation of sports and gossip and bullshit. And I noticed that everyone was just on their fucking phones. And for the past 3 years, I'd been so excited, been yearning to end up at the cool kids party. Yet here I am, drinking with them, and it kind of sucked. Or allegedly drinking with them, and it kind of sucked. Here I was at the cool kids party my entire life. I'd looked forward to this, and it sucked. And this reminds me of this quote by this guy Morgan Housel, wrote The Psychology of Money and Same as Ever, two incredible books. And he says this thing, which is, the grass is always greener on the side fertilized with bullshit. And I think FOMO is that bullshit. I really do think so. While I was at that shitty party today, the number one thing I was thinking about was coming home, making this video, shipping it out, and doing the fucking editing work that I spent so hard doing. I'm a big fan of Casey Neistat. Not only of his videos, but just sort of his mindset, his approach, his rambunctious attitude. And I was just listening to a podcast with him, and he said that if you're one of those weird creative individuals, the hard part the hard part is figuring out what you want. The easy part is doing it. I'm not sure if I agree with that 100%. But that framing of like, as soon as you figure out what you want, just do the thing. Just fucking go for it. Like, fuck the FOMO. Fuck what other people are doing. Forget about all that shit. Just go for it. Like, that sticks with me, man. Because, like, I'm happy I went to this party to realize that I wasn't gaining anything from it. Nothing fun, nothing whatever. But I'm even happier that I'm able to come home and say, fuck it, I'm gonna work on the shit that I actually like. That to me is really exciting. That's a gift. So if you have that video that you want to make, if you have that art project that you want to start, that novel that you want to begin, that whatever the thing is that you want to do, the longer you delay doing that, the worse you're going to feel, not only about yourself, but just your life in general. You're not only going to feel worse and like, I'm not doing the thing I told myself I should do, but you're just going to become bitter and angry. Because you've seen people who are artists at heart who did not act on that, that je ne sais quoi, that essence, that special essence within them. I guess what I'm really trying to say, not only to you, but really to myself, is that I'm not missing out on anything by not doing the thing I want to do, which is making videos like this and making the videos that go up on my Instagram. And ultimately, even though I don't know who you are, and what you're doing, and what your goals are, you also are not missing out on the shit you see on Instagram stories, on the shit you see on Snapchat, and on the shit that you see elsewhere. If you know what you want to do, go fucking do it. And really, I'm making this video as an accountability mechanism to myself. Because the next time I have that FOMO, and I think that the grass is greener on the other side, and I think that the life that I'm living right now would be better if I simply just went out and had an amazing time and followed all those fucking Snapchat stories and did all the shit that I see on Instagram. I'm gonna look back at this video and remind myself that the way towards the life I want is not by chasing the life others tell me I should want, but it's by listening to what's going on within and fucking following that. Hell yeah.